Namaste. Thank you very much for joining us for this Anchor to Life meditation. So before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally to my teacher, Master Chokok Sri Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so just quickly before we do our meditation, I was thinking of, what topic should we talk about? And then I noticed that a lot of you have questions, something so fundamental as when you're meditating, how come your body shakes? How come your body falls asleep? So instead of going through certain topics or teachings that are very new to many of you, we'll go straight to some of your concerns. So, number one, why do people shake? Let me just see here. I think that was the question. Let me just make sure that's talking about the same thing. All right. So why do people shake? Well, let's start off with this. Shaking is not an indicator of how spiritually developed a person is. In other words, it doesn't mean that the more you shake, the more advanced you are. It just simply means, before I tell you, it has to do with the energy not flowing properly. Okay? So many years ago, I remember I was in the class with my teacher. I was in the back and just kind of looking after, just making sure everything's okay while he's teaching. So he was guiding us a very intense meditation. And I was in the back just kind of monitoring, make sure nobody falls off their chair. And then, just imagine doing stillness, it was so quiet, and you hear this thumping. Thum, 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 thum. What the heck is that? Everybody's pretending, in my opinion, that they don't hear it, but it's obvious. You hear this thumping, right? So I went over to the front of the class. I saw this guy. He's blissing out of his mind, and his leg was kind of shaking, right? So part of it is tapping the floor. I go, excuse me, you're disturbing everyone. Could you stop? She goes, no, it's okay. That happens when I'm in intense meditation. My leg shakes. I'm going, I thought we were trying to practice stillness here. How the heck could that be stillness when some part of your body is shaking? Essentially what's happening is this. On his groin area, on his right leg, where it meets in that area, the groin area, there was a blockage. So as a lot of you know, in pranic healing, when there's a problem, first thing we do is clean. We don't put energy. Because why would you put energy if it's already stuck? So I start sweeping it for maybe, 3 minutes maybe, the most. Just start sweeping that groin area, removing the blockage. And it's interesting, the more I swept, the less the shaking became. And by the time 3.5 minutes was over, he was still. And I remember talking to my teacher about it. I said, Master, how come, you read a lot of books on people saying, oh, when the Kundalini is awakened, their body shakes and doing this and that. He started looking at me and goes, yeah, because it's cleansing. Because when the divine energy comes down and there are blockages and the energy cannot get through, so what happens? If the energy is so strong as it goes through and the body is very sensitive, the body will shake. So the shaking is the energy trying to get through, and as the body shakes, some of the channels are kind of being, move a little bit, so hopefully the energy will go through. You go, oh, okay. That also accounts for why some people, when they're meditating, they shiver. The shivering is actually as simple as this. Simple rule. Divine energy coming down is cooler. Energy from the bottom going up is warmer. Write it down. That's why some of you, when you're meditating, you're like, it's like a hot flash. And some of you, when you're meditating, you're shaking like it's cold. So there's several things happening here. Just remember, water pours down, right? Water falls down, heat goes up. That's the easy way to remember it. So when you're shaking as in like it's really cold, that means you have more divine energy coming down than energy going up. When you're heating up, that means your lower chakras are more overstimulated than the top, so more energy is going up. When you're shaking a lot, as in like jerky movement, that means the energy is trying to break through a blockage. On all of these, the solution is simple. 1, do exercises before you meditate. The stretching and all these different things that you do, moving your body, all those exercises are important to flush out as many of these minor blockages as possible. You see, a lot of people don't realize when you do Hatha Yoga, You know, when you do all those postures, people think, oh, yeah, that is for enlightenment. No, it's just a preparation. So when you do these asanas, these different positions, the purpose of that is to make your body pliable, you know, and make your body stretch, and, you know, certain chakras are being cleansed. All of that is preparation. The problem is when people think yoga is the posture, that's wrong. Yoga means union, the union of the higher soul and the incarnated or the lower soul. And it just so happened for the general public, they go, yoga. So they think it's all this stretching, you know. That's hatha yoga, a form of exercise to prepare the energy body and the physical body. So when the divine energy pours down in massive amounts, when you're experiencing that oneness, your body doesn't explode. But to the general public, you can't say that. You just say, yoga. Make sense? It's a path to get to where you want to get to. So, to put it all together for you, when you're doing a lot of shaking, or you're feeling some discomfort, or you're shivering, you have to ask yourself a simple question. Okay, let me see. Is there discomfort? Is there a heaviness? Where is it? Try to remember it instead of just going, oh yeah, man, I'm enlightened. No, you're just shaking. Okay? So when you try to remember, okay, when I do this, I feel like it's kind of starting from the mid-back. Make a note. So that after the meditation, you know what areas you need to clean or stretch. Now, if it's really bothersome, don't force yourself to do a meditation when your body's in pain or shaking all over the place. Stop and try to do stretching, or if you know pranic healing, which I highly recommend, you take a self-healing class, you can do self-cleansing. Okay, the blockage is removed. Feel better. Okay? Now, when it comes to shaking, I'm not shaking, but shivering, that means there's more divine energy coming down. You go, it's really cold. That means there's also an imbalance. That means your lower chakras cannot handle the divine energy coming down. So the aura looks like this, like a V. The upper chakras are bigger, the lower chakras are small. So when you're in meditation, your body cannot contain the energy. So it's either shivering or you knock out, and you know, and things dripping out of your mouth. You get the idea? It's an imbalance. So the solution, same thing. Before you meditate, do some squats, do some exercises. So when the lower chakras get bigger, when the divine energy comes down as the upper chakras increase, you're still relatively balanced. Okay? Now, the other side of the spectrum. What if you're meditating and you feel like, man, every time I meditate, it feels like like so much heat is going up my body. All right, listen and listen carefully. It's something like this. I know someone will, yeah, man, and the more heat it is, because I read it's Kundalini. All right, hold on, relax. This so-called Kundalini energy, I'll cover it more in the Achieving Oneness class, okay? Most people mistake it for like, oh, it's this powerful cosmic force and blah, 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 and so on, and like it's supposed to burn and get headaches and all these effects so that you're enlightened. I thought you're supposed to experience oneness with God and oneness with all, stillness, love, and bliss. Wherever does it say that you're supposed to experience pain? It doesn't connect. So it's as simple as this. This so-called Kundalini energy, okay, don't think of the word because sometimes the word makes it more exotic. It's basically a certain energy which is a sensitizing agent. When I say sensitizing agent, you know, our brains and nervous system were not originally trained to register higher frequencies. Just try talking to a caveman, if you can find one. Food. You know, like sex, or, you know, very, 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 very material. You start talking about, yeah, try to experience love and stillness, and go, you know, like grunting. In other words, the brain and nervous system, over a period of time, had to evolve to be able to register feelings, register thought, process information, and then intuition. You know, it's like different frequencies going up. So when the brain is not that sensitized, over a period of time, it takes evolution. Okay? Now, so your five senses are sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, which is common. When you're experiencing stillness, bliss, seeing energy, and all that stuff, that's beyond the five senses. So the brain and nervous system takes time to be able to adjust to those frequencies. That's why the more you meditate over a period of time, you go, oh yeah, I can sense more stillness. Oh, I'm feeling a little more openness, love. And so it's a gradual process. Now, what Kundalini does is it accelerates the process. So when that ingredient touches your brain and nervous system, it kind of upgrades that hardware to be more sensitive. The problem is, on its way up the spine, it will also become, it will also sensitize what's going up as it goes up. So as it passes to the sex chakra, that's why some people, their sex drive increases. When it goes to the solar plexus, sometimes you notice that some of your emotions get heightened. When it gets to the throat and the ajna and your thinking chakras, you start noticing, yeah, I start understanding more stuff. You know, it's a sensitizing process. It magnifies whatever signal is there. So whatever data is being accumulated by those chakras, this Kundalini energy just heightens it. Okay? Now, it also heightens blockages. So if you have any blockages, you start feeling, whatever. It simply means because it's magnifying it. The problem is, if you don't understand this, you're going to look for those negative or positive sensations to equate it to your level of spirituality. You see a big difference? So in other words, the stronger the shaking and the discomfort, the more blockages a person has. And that's because they're more enlightened. Ouch. I know some of you go, oh, that's so cynical. Well, go figure it out yourself. Look at it this way. Love, oneness, stillness, it vibrates up here. Pain vibrates down here. So when does pain become a prerequisite to experience this? Does that make any sense? Right? Yet, when you read most books on Kundalini, the more negative the sensations are, the pain, the anguish, the headaches, the whatever, the heat, you go, oh yeah, I'm really experiencing a breakthrough. Yeah. The clean energy is trying to break through the crap. I hope you don't mind me shooting straight, huh? Because I went through that. One time I had so much pain, I had this and that, and anyway, without boring you with details, it's something like this. In Arhatic Yoga, in what we practice, you first practice a lot of purification. One of the purification techniques is watching your diet. I know some of you are going to ask about this, and some of you are going to go crazy about it, but I don't really care. Just listen, and you make your own decision. We don't eat pork, catfish, or eel. Why? Because it creates blockages in your front and back solar plexus chakras. So when those chakras are blocked, the divine energy coming down has difficulty going through, and when the Kundalini energy is going up, it also gets stuck. Now it's interesting, in the Muslim and the Jewish tradition, those are the same foods they don't eat. Now, if you ask them why, they say it's because it's ceremonially unclean, and there are different reasons for it. In our case, it's because we don't want more blockages. Direct to the point. So in my case, when I first took Arhatic Yoga, being in a Chinese body living in the Philippines, that was terrible. I go, what? We like roast pork, roast this, roast that. Everything about pork is great. And then you come from the Philippines, we love the entire pig. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So mine was difficult. And the funny part is, when your mind is fixated on something, even though the teacher is telling you straight, your mind rationalizes and says, well, what he meant is like this. It's just a suggestion. It's just like some places, you come to a stoplight, it's just a suggestion to stop. So when he said all these things, don't eat this, this, and this, my mind goes, he's just suggesting it. So for the longest time, maybe, easily 3-4 months, I didn't listen. So I was doing super intense meditation, something you're supposed to do once a week. I was doing it every day. I don't do anything half-assed, right? So I overdid everything. So generating massive amount of spiritual energy and Kundalini energy and stuffing my body with pork. Now, most of you will probably be on the floor, probably can't get out of bed, but I didn't feel anything because my body's not sensitive. Then I noticed after about 2 months or so, I started noticing massive headaches. I started noticing my body aches, can't get out of bed. And then at some point, of course I'm reading these books too, right? Oh, good. All these headaches, all this pain, all this fatigue, that means I'm spiritually evolving. Because this book showed that this guy had so much pain and he had a breakthrough enlightenment. So I was waiting for it. At the same time, the pain was getting worse. Couldn't think, all these negative qualities. I go, I'm getting more spiritually advanced. And finally, to make it simple for you, when I traveled to the Philippines to see my teacher, I stopped by to see the person who helps him see energy, Mang Mike, the clairvoyant. And I said, okay, look at my Kundalini. How advanced is it? He goes, you have a lot of blockages. I go, no. Look a little deeper. I'm going through a breakthrough. You're trying to tell the clairvoyant what he's supposed to see. And finally he goes, you better watch your diet. It's really blocking your chakras. I wouldn't listen to him. I go, oh, okay, okay. You know, when your mind's made up, what happens? It's an opinion. It's a suggestion. Make a long story short. When I went to see my teacher, he told me the same thing. And at some point I go, maybe I'll listen. No wonder my teacher once said, I must be a very patient teacher to have you as a disciple. So anyway, make a long story short, at some point, you know, when you can't get out of bed anymore, when you have so much ache, you go, well, maybe I'll listen to the teacher. So I started removing some of these foods I'm not supposed to eat. Not completely, because it's just a suggestion. I need to test their theory. Make a long story short, as I kept removing pork, catfish, eel out of my diet, I started noticing I started having more energy. I started noticing when I meditate, I don't shake, my body doesn't ache. And in the end, I go, okay, I guess the teacher was right. Get the idea? So you decide what the heck you want to do. But remember, shaking, shivering, and all these negative sensations is not a sign of spiritual advancement. It just simply means how dirty the energy body and the energy channels are. So watch the diet, do more exercises, before and after. Before is to purify the system. After is to squirt out any more blockages, plus allow the fresh energy to be able to go in deeper. You see, cleaning and energizing are two sides of the same coin. Anytime there's a blockage, the body has difficulty being energized from the outside because it cannot go in. Make sense? That's why some people, you know, you're trying to heal someone, you try putting energy in, doesn't work. It's like, man, how come they're getting worse? Because there's a block. Common sense will tell you remove the block, then stuff it with energy. But some people, nope, let me put energy in. So what happens? They push the blockage deeper and deeper and deeper, and then the person temporarily feels better, and then he comes back with a vengeance. You call that a healing crisis. Same thing happens in meditation and spiritual practice. The cleaner the channels are, through diet, through exercise, watching our thoughts and emotions, the deeper your meditation will be. Not to mention, the stronger your body becomes so it can withstand the amount of divine energy coming down. Otherwise, here's what happens. After this, we'll meditate. I think I overstepped my bounds. I told you too much already. You might be overwhelmed. You see, what happens is something like this. When the body cannot withstand the energy, a person in meditation gets easily overwhelmed. I'll give you an example. Some people, they're meditating, just a little bit of energy coming in, they go, oh, it's overwhelming, it's too much energy. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you could have energy pouring down like Niagara Falls. How do you feel? It's nice. Don't you feel this vibration? No. You see my point? So on one end of the spectrum, the person is so sensitive for two reasons. One, they're very tuned to that energy, but at the same time, they have so many blockages. So anytime it touches a blockage, that blockage sends a signal to their consciousness and they get overwhelmed. On the other side of the spectrum, you have somebody where the lower chakras, the chakras are bigger, the channels are more open. So even though there's a lot of energy coming in, for them it's like, it's just like drinking water, no big deal. So that person on this side will be able to do more spiritual practice for a longer time without being overwhelmed compared to the person who is oversensitive and full of blockages. I hope that makes some sense to you. So the secret is somewhere in between. You make your physical body stronger, right? Keep the energy channels clean. So when you meditate, you can withstand a lot of energy. At the same time, you'll be able to sense that blissful sensation and a lot of higher frequencies that come in. That's that. Simple. Okay, I hope that helps. That's one of the major questions that keeps popping up. You know, every time we ask for feedback, it keeps coming up. How come this? How come that? I think I over-explained it. I hope it helped. Again, if I offended some of you because you like to shake a lot, well, sorry. Maybe you'll change your chair. Maybe if you change your chair, you won't shake as much. I don't know. All right, let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved teacher, Master Tuakok Sui Mahagu Jamailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. So be it. By the way, the book I'm talking about is this one. Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. I know in Instagram I haven't been able to flip it around yet, but that's the book that we're going to be using for the class, and it also talks about what I just mentioned to you about Kundalini energy being a sensitizing agent plus, what do you call this? The need for the body to be clean for more divine energy to come down. Okay? All right, ready? Take your left hand, tap the center of your chest. Take your right hand, tap your crown. Put your hand like this. Imagine the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart and your crown. Say, our hearts are one, our souls are one. There's only oneness. Now be aware of your heart. Be aware of your hands. Flood the earth with beautiful pink light. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow love. Bless every person, every being on earth with peace and with love. Start with your family, your relatives, your friends. Let that love keep spreading outwards to the people you work with. Let it spread to the city, the state, the country. Let it spread throughout the entire earth. Let there be peace, love, and kindness. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. There's so many people in the world going through different challenges and difficulties, especially affected by the pandemic. India, Nepal, the surrounding areas, Brazil, so many places are still suffering so much. They might not make it in the news, but the suffering doesn't stop. So bless them with beautiful pink light. Bless them with hope and with faith and a better life. So be it. Where there's darkness, let me sow light, and where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Be aware of your heart, be aware of your hands. Bless every person, every being on earth with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Just stay there. Be aware of your crown and your hands. Flood the earth with beautiful, beautiful golden light. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. So be it. So be it. Just be still, let the energy flow through. Now be aware of your heart and your crown simultaneously. Take a deep breath. Exhale, imagine golden light pouring out of our hands. Fill the earth with golden light. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let every sentient being in every direction, every dimension, above and below, be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, with harmony. Let all be blessed with goodwill, and especially the willingness to do good. So be it. Just fill the earth with golden light. Bless India with golden light. Nepal, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, the United States, different parts of Asia, whatever part of the world you know who's going through difficult times, bless those areas with beautiful golden light. Let there be peace, love, and divine mercy to all these people. So be it. Just be still. Say, we are one. May all be blessed through us. So be it. Blessings be to all. Now gently lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Above your crown, just imagine a beautiful golden flame just floating up there. Now be aware of your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that golden flame. Again, send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into the beautiful golden flame. Just be still. And listen. Be still. Be aware of the golden light, the inner peace and stillness, and just simply allow your awareness to let go and just let things be now. Go deeper into the light. Maintain your state of oneness. Just be still. We are one. Let go. gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes, gently come back. Raise your hands in blessing. Let's release the excess energies our bodies cannot absorb. So visualize the earth in front of you again. The areas that need blessing, flood them with golden light. Again, the places we mentioned, India, Nepal, different parts of the world are going through difficult times. The Middle East, where there's unrest, let there be peace, let there be divine order. In the Jerusalem area, let there be peace, let there be divine love, divine forgiveness, and divine order. So be it. Let these blessings spread throughout the whole of Middle East. Let the blessings spread throughout the entire earth. So be it. If you know a place that needs a blessing, just channel that energy there. We're just the ones pouring the energy. We're not the one doing the blessing. Just aim the energy there. If you know someone who needs a healing, someone who needs blessing, just aim the energy there. Just say, we are one. Blessings be to all. May all be blessed. So it is. According to the divine will and divine order. So it is. May all be blessed. So it is. Alright, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. We thank you for your immense blessings. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahal Gujawain, thank you in full faith. So be it. Oh, just quickly to ground. Be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light downwards. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. And so it is. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the intense meditation. And after we're done, I hope you remember what we talked about. Get up, do some exercises so all the energy can be released. And just a quick one, sometimes when you're meditating, you feel certain old emotions come up. It's like it gets magnified because there's always a principle of displacement going on. Displacement means high frequency replacing lower frequency. Right? Divine energy coming in, emotional garbage, go out. That's how it is. But sometimes in the process coming out, it comes to your consciousness, so you're aware of it. So you go, yeah, how come my chest is getting tight or I'm getting a little angry and all that? So what you do is you do more releasing by blessing. The act of blessing does two things. It allows the divine energy to flow through you and remove the dirty energy, plus also generate good karma to improve your life. There's no downside. Okay? Now, if you're experiencing some of the discomfort we talked about before, same thing before we do our meditation, do your exercises, stretching, jumping around, whatever. We don't do that here for the sake of time. When we're in class, when we're doing our Hatha Yoga or pranic healing, we always do exercises before we do meditation. Here, if I have to sit here and guide you and wait for you, that could be time that we could be having a little deeper spiritual discussion. So I assume you'll do that before. Okay? So anyway, we will see you in 7 hours and 34 minutes tonight for Anchor Light Part 2. Now, again, for some of you who want to learn how to help yourself, the self-pranic healing has been added. That's next week, May 19 and 20 evening, 6:30 to 10:30, taught by Chandan Paramsora, which is a prerequisite for the weekend where we're teaching psychic self-defense. Just go to masterco.org. And the ones who are part of the 7-day purification lecture and meditation, there's part 1, 2, and 3 Q&A that's already been uploaded, and also the lecture and meditation, the healing, if you're part of it. Okay, nobody knew. The ones who were part of it were having it on the air again. Because I know some of you said, yeah, there was so much, I need to hear it again, study it again. So it's up again for a week. All right, that's that. Namaste, everyone. You all take care, and we will see you in a few hours. God bless.